Something changed in the mirror, and you can't quite name it. The cut still looks fine on paper. The stylist seemed confident. But you walked out and something wasn't right, and it's been quietly bothering you ever since. That feeling is information, and it has a very specific cause. Most women over 60 are sitting in the wrong chair getting the wrong cut. Not because they don't care, but because nobody has ever laid it out clearly. The cuts that add years are often the same ones stylists keep suggesting. The cuts that take years off are rarely the first recommendation you get. Here's what nobody says out loud. One specific cut in part 3 is the reason so many women over 60 look 5 years older in photographs than they do in person. And a single conversation with your stylist can reverse it completely. I researched the worst style and beauty mistakes and youth-boosting fixes for mature women. So you get simple, proven transformations that work immediately. Today we're covering 3 cuts that are quietly aging you and 3 that will take years off your face. And by part 2, you're going to want to stop and look in the mirror. I mean it. Part 1 opens with the cut I see more than any other on women over 60. And it's not the one you'd expect. Part 2 has a before and after so specific you'll recognize someone you know immediately. Part 3 is the one most women message me about. And part 4 gives you the words to use with your stylist so you walk out with exactly what you came for. If you haven't already, hit subscribe. I cover this every week. Part 1. The cut that ages you fastest, and why your stylist keeps recommending it. You've probably had some version of this cut before. It feels practical. It feels tidy. Your stylist calls it classic, and you leave thinking it looks neat. Until you catch yourself in a shop window 3 days later, and something looks heavier than you expected. That cut is the blunt jaw-length bob. And it is the single most common haircut mistake I see on women over 60. Here's what it's doing to your face right now. A blunt line at the jaw pulls the eye directly to the widest part of your lower face. After 60, when the jawline naturally softens and the face begins to carry more weight at the mid-cheek, a hard horizontal line at jaw height frames all of that, and frames it sharply. It is quietly adding 4 to 6 years to how your face reads in every single light. I want to be honest with you about why this keeps happening. Stylists recommend the jaw-length blunt bob because it's fast to cut, easy to maintain, and it genuinely suited many women in their 40s. It is not a bad cut in the wrong hands. But after 60, the face changes in ways that make this specific geometry work against you. And most stylists won't say that unless you ask. The fix is simpler than you think. You're not abandoning the bob. You're adjusting the length and removing the bluntness. First, drop the length to just below the collarbone or to the shoulder. That extra inch or 2 shifts the visual weight downward and away from the jaw. It creates a longer neckline and draws the eye along the cheekbone instead of anchoring it at the jaw. Second, ask for soft internal layers. Not choppy, not razor cut, not heavy texture. Just soft weight removal through the mid-lengths. This alone changes how the light falls across your cheekbones. It creates movement. And movement is what youth looks like in hair after 60. Third, ask your stylist specifically for a slightly longer back. So the back of the cut sits marginally longer than the front. This creates a gentle diagonal line that lifts the whole silhouette. That diagonal is everything. The maintenance on this cut is also easier than you'd expect. Ask for a trim every 8 weeks rather than 6. The extra length means the shape holds longer. Between appointments, a small amount of lightweight mousse through the mid-lengths at the roots is all you need to keep the volume where it belongs. I watched a woman in a salon chair last week. Stunning cheekbones, perfect posture, and her blunt jaw-length bob was doing exactly this. She kept asking the stylist to just clean it up. She didn't know there was a different question to ask. By the end of this video you will. The next part? It covers the second cut on the avoid list. And this one surprises almost everyone who hears it. Because it's not the cut itself that's the problem. It's one specific thing about how it's being cut. Part 2. The pixie cut problem nobody talks about. The pixie cut has a reputation. Women hear it, and either love it or feel a quiet fear about it. But here is the truth that most conversations about this cut miss entirely. The pixie cut itself is not the mistake. It is one specific version of the pixie cut, and it is the version most women over 60 are walking around with right now. The mistake is what I call the flat top pixie. short at the sides, cropped close at the top, with no volume above the crown. Completely flat. And here is why it matters. After 60, the face begins to carry more fullness through the mid-face and the cheek area. When the hair above the crown is flat and close, the visual mass of the face reads wider than it is tall. The proportions shift, and the result is that your face looks rounder, heavier, and older than your bone structure actually is. Your bone structure is genuinely beautiful, and the right version of this cut will make that clear to every room you walk into. The fix is volume at the crown. That is the whole answer. Not a different cut entirely, just lift above the eye line. Ask your stylist for a pixie with crown lift. Specifically, leave 1.5 to 2 inches of length at the very top of the head. Not the front. Not the sides. The crown. That extra length, when styled with a light hold volumizing spray and a round brush or diffuser, creates vertical height above the eye line. Vertical height makes the face read longer. Longer reads younger. It is that direct. The sides can stay short. The nape can stay tight. The front can stay as close as you like. But the crown changes everything. This is the one. The styling step for this takes 45 seconds. Spray a volumizing mist at the roots of the crown section only. Lift and hold with your fingertips for 10 seconds. Let it set. That is the entire routine. Most women find this easier than anything they were doing before. Honestly, this is the fix I wish someone had shown women in salons 20 years ago. Because the flat-top pixie became popular on young women in the 90s. And it transferred over to mature women's salon menus without anyone stopping to ask whether the geometry still worked. It doesn't. But the fix is 30 seconds away. There is one thing about part 3 that I have never heard discussed plainly in this space. It involves a cut that women over 60 are told is youthful. And it is quietly doing the opposite. That is coming up next. Part 3. The cut sold as youthful that is actually aging you. This one is harder to hear. Not because it's complicated, because it's the cut you may have chosen specifically to look younger. Someone told you it was youthful. A magazine agreed. Your stylist smiled and said it would suit you. And it may genuinely look good on camera in certain light. But in natural daylight, in person, in the photographs that matter, it is adding years. The cut is the heavy fringe with a rounded mushroom shape. And the reason it ages women over 60 is specific and physical. A heavy fringe cut straight across the forehead covers the upper third of the face, which after 60, is often the most youthful part. The forehead carries light beautifully. A fringe blocks it entirely. What remains visible is the mid-face and lower face, where the natural signs of aging are most concentrated. You are hiding your best feature and foregrounding the rest. The rounded mushroom shape around the sides adds to this. It creates a horizontal band of weight around the entire face. Fringe across the top, rounded weight at the sides, and that horizontal band visually compresses the face. Compression reads as age. It is not subtle. Once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Here is what to swap instead. If you love a fringe, keep it. But ask for a curtain fringe or a wispy side-swept fringe rather than a blunt straight-across cut. A curtain fringe parts in the center and falls to either side of the face, revealing the forehead at the center. It frames the face rather than covering it. It draws the eye upward and inward, toward your eyes and cheekbones. If you love the overall shape of the rounded style, ask your stylist to remove the roundness at the sides by adding length through the front panels, so the hair falls slightly longer at the face than at the back. This creates a gentle face framing effect instead of a face compressing one. Write this down: face framing, not face covering. That is the phrase to use with your stylist. It tells them exactly what you want without needing a technical vocabulary. The maintenance difference here is significant. A heavy blunt fringe needs a trim every 4 weeks to stay sharp, or it grows out and looks unkempt. A curtain fringe grows out gracefully. You can go 6 to 8 weeks between trims, and it still looks intentional. That alone is worth the conversation with your stylist. What I'm covering in part 4 is the one most women tell me they wish they'd seen first. Because it's not about what to avoid, it's about the 3 specific cuts that actively take years off, named precisely, with the exact words to use when you sit in the chair. Part 4. The 3 cuts that actually take years off, with the exact words to use. You have been patient through 3 mistakes and 3 fixes. Now here is the reward. 3 specific cuts that women over 60 consistently look younger with. Not in a vague general sense, but in the specific physical, structural, measurable sense. Each one named precisely. Each one with the exact language to bring to your stylist. Because knowing the right cut is only half the answer. The other half is being able to ask for it without leaving it up to interpretation. The first cut is the long layered lob. Lob means long bob, falling between the collarbone and the shoulder blade. The key word is layered. Not blunt. Not one length. Layered through the mid-lengths and ends with the longest layer grazing the collarbone. This cut does 4 specific things. It creates movement, it draws the eye along the cheekbone line, it gives the illusion of a longer neck, and it allows volume at the crown without weight at the jaw. It is the most universally flattering cut for women over 60. The exact phrase to use. A long layered lob with the shortest layer at the collarbone. Soft internal layers through the mid-lengths, no blunt ends. The second cut is the textured shag with face framing layers. This is not the shag of the 70s. The modern version has soft, elongated layers that begin at the cheekbone and fall toward the collarbone in a gentle cascade. It works on fine hair, thick hair, straight hair, and natural wave. The texture at the ends creates visual density, which is the opposite of what thinning hair needs and exactly what it gets. The phrase to use. A modern shag with elongated face framing layers starting at the cheekbone, soft texture at the ends, no heavy graduation. The third cut is the volume forward short cut, which is different in one critical way from the flat top pixie we discussed earlier. This cut prioritizes lift at the crown and through the top section, with length graduating from longer at the top to shorter at the back. The silhouette is tall and forward-weighted, not flat and wide. It suits fine hair especially well, because it creates the appearance of density where it matters most, above the eye line. The phrase to use. A short cut with priority volume at the crown, graduation from top to back, no flat top. These 3 phrases, written on your phone right now, shown to your stylist at your next appointment, will change your next haircut. Not because they are magic. Because precision is the difference between getting what you want and getting what your stylist defaults to. The most important maintenance tip across all 3 cuts. Ask your stylist to avoid heavy graduation at the back of the head. Heavy graduation builds weight behind and below the crown, and that weight pulls the whole silhouette down. Light graduation or no graduation keeps the weight forward and high, where it belongs after 60. You just learned 6 specific cuts. 3 that are quietly working against you and 3 that will work for you starting at your very next appointment. You did not just watch a video. You walked away with the exact words to use in the salon chair. Your bone structure was always this beautiful. Now your cut will finally say so. Tell me in the comments. Which of the 3 cuts to avoid were you already wearing without knowing it? I read every single comment and I want to know. Next time, we are getting into the one accessory mistake that adds 10 years overnight. And it's not the one you'd expect. Like this video, subscribe to Timeless Wisdom Path, and I'll see you in the next one.